Hey guys, we got TheBobbKat here, and I'm back for another Thursday night booster pack. Now, since last week I got a Soul of Chandelure, I felt like it was only right to get a booster pack with the Soul of Chandelure on the front. So I'm going to go ahead and open it, talk about all the cards, you know, the drill. Hopefully go through it much quickly because it's 11:15 and I'm running out of time to upload this. That's what I want to try to do, is get this video uploaded before midnight. Can we do it? Well, by the time you're watching this video, you'll probably already know. So let's start off. We've got the Sungrace Pegasus, just a simple common. It's a 2-drop, flying, lifelink, 1/2. Yeah, I think we covered this one. Commons are not going to be that special, but we'll take a look at it anyway. Research Assistant is another 2-drop. It's got blue in it, and you can tap it and pay 4 to draw a card and then discard a card. It's 1/3. No. Thundering Giant, I recognize this card. It's a 3 and 2 red, and it's got haste, and it's a 4/3. It's okay if you want to start with a aggro deck with haste and mana ramp, I would say, but other than that, no. 5-drop is not that high though, so consider it. Necromancer's Assistant, we got a 2 and 1 black, and when it enters the battlefield, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. Yourself. Otherwise it's a 3/1. I guess you could use it in a Gruul deck that has like the Scavenge, stuff that benefits putting your cards into your graveyard, but keep in mind this is M15, so you'd be going modern with that. And then we got a Siege Worm. This is a worm with a an armored helmet. If you take a look at that, you'll see what I mean. I don't know if you can see it clearly, but there is a worm that's charging up, and it's got a helmet on it. And it's a 7-drop, but you can convoke it, and it's got trample, 5/5 trample. So convoke, yeah. Okay, Selesnya creature deck with all the tokens and all that, this would be good for, or decent for. I wouldn't necessarily say good, but decent for. Mind Sculpt, 2-drop. Target opponent puts the top 7 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. I guess you could do that. It's a decent mill card. If you're going for a milling deck that's based on Consuming Aberration, Misty. But again, M15, so if you were going to go back to Return to Ravnica, you'd be doing Modern and all that jazz. Torch Fiend. This guy, I believe, was in M13. He's a 2-drop, and you can sacrifice him for 1 and destroy target artifact, which, based on all the artifacts that we've seen in this block, he can be useful. Bronze Sable. Do I really need to go over this card again? It's a 2-drop artifact for a 2/1. That's it. Pass it. Meditation Puzzle. It's a 3 with a 2 white for convoke, and you gain 8 life. Decent. It's decent. If you've got a lot of like soldiers or creatures and you need life, this could be useful. That's about all I say. Statute of Denial. It's a counter target spell, and if you control a blue creature, draw a card, then discard a card. It's for a 4-drop. There are probably better cards that you can use. For a 4-drop to counter a spell, I wouldn't recommend it. I'd rather the 3-drop for a cancel, or even a negate for a non-creature, or Psychic Strike. I don't know. Now we're getting into the uncommons, and right off the bat, we've got Ensoul Artifact, which enchants an artifact for 2, 1 being blue, and enchanted artifact is a creature with base power and toughness 5/5 in addition to its other types. I wonder how much Ensoul Artifact is going for right now. 75 cents, so it's still a decent trade card. I can go with that and put that into my trade binder. What was that artifact that's just indestructible? That's it. Nothing else special about it. I can't remember, but you sold the artifact, and that could help, so trade binder. Boonweaver Giant. It's a giant monk. I've gotten this card before, and it's a ridiculous high casting mana. 6 and 1 white is pretty ridiculous. And whenever he enters the battlefield, you may search your graveyard, hand, and/or library for an aura card and put it onto the battlefield attached to Boonweaver Giant. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. You could probably drop for 4 and put an enchantment that's a 1 or 2 drop, or even a 3-drop, and rather than use this guy, so I wouldn't recommend him. I have a foil of this guy. That's about it. Wonder how much he's going for. Probably not very much. Let's see. Boonweaver Giant. He's only going for 16 cents, so like I said, not worth it. Warden of the Beyond. Sounds so interesting. Warden of the Beyond. Yes, he's a 3-drop, 1 being white, and he's got Vigilance, 2/2, and he gets 2/2 as long as he gets +2/+2 as long as an opponent owns a card in exile. Exiler deck could be useful. Give this guy a 4/4 for only 3 drops, so yeah, I could see some potential in this guy. Warden of the Beyond, excuse me, 16 cents. Still not worth it, but consider it in an exile deck and he may be useful. Now we're getting to our rare, and it is a Garruk Apex Predator? No, I'm just kidding. It's the Hornet Queen. And wait, Hornet Queen. Isn't this one of the expensive cards? $1. $1, 1 cent to this day, August 7th. And the Hornet Queen is a 4 and 3 forests, flying, death touch, and when enters the battlefield, put 4 1/1 green insect creature tokens with flying and death touch onto the battlefield. She is a 2/2. I guess that could be useful if you're trying to block any creature. I mean, if creatures, you got death touches with flying on the field, so you can block almost anything unless it's got unblockable. So that's pretty decent. I think my friend is looking for this Hornet Queen, so I may be able to give it to him. And it's only $1, but it's still a good trade. So yeah, in addition to Hornet Queen's 2/2, if you can put this in a deck with blue, what's that card that for like 2 mana you return a creature from that you own to your hand and all enchantments attached to it, and then you cast this again and you get more Hornets. A Flicker. If you can find a way to exile this and then return it to the battlefield at the beginning of your next upkeep, whatever card that is, I can't remember, then yes, any cards that are like whenever it enters the battlefield, this would be good for, and the Flicker strategy would be good for. So yeah, that's Hornet Queen for you. Decent trade and decent card to use in any deck. In addition, I also got a Plains and a Treefolk Warrior. Treefolk Warrior? This creature's power and toughness are equal to the number of forests you control. Yeah, it looks like he is full of forests. Let's see. Treefolk Warrior token. They're worth 45 cents, so another decent trade. Decent. Oh, and just for proof that I did get Hornet Queen, there it is. You see that? You see that? You see that? You see that? I swear, no mythic rares. This is it. That's what I got. So that's about it. That does it for tonight, August 7th of Thursday Night Booster with TheBobbKat. So thanks for watching. We're still on the lookout for those Planeswalkers. Please no Jace. Please no Jace. Any Planeswalker but Jace. He's the only one that I can't use, so let's hope that I don't get him, and if I do, it's bittersweet. I could use him for trade, yada yada yada. Anyway, have a good night. Thank you for watching, and good luck opening those boosters and finding other cards that you may be looking for.